Hi students, it's Professor Marcus. I'm going to do a quick tips and tricks of the Medicare.gov Medicare site that is being actively used right now because it's the open enrollment period for folks to change their Medicare or Medicare Advantage plans. And also, of course, this would be a similar site that would be used when somebody is newly eligible for benefits. We'll be using this in one of our activity stations in SAS, and we thought it might be helpful for you to have a quick overview of the navigation of the site before you head into that activity. So you're going to start off by going into finding plans, because that's our task, is to try to find different plans that are available to a patient and compare them. Here at this main landing page, we will be continuing without logging in. Just so you know, you do not need to create an account to do any of this activity. From here, I think it's best actually to go to this Learn More About Options button, but you could also just continue without logging in. Here it's going to ask you to put in the zip code, and there will be a patient scenario that you will use their zip code, but for purposes of illustration, I will use a Portland zip code. You can see that if that zip code has multiple counties, you will have to tell it which county. Then it's basically going to walk you through different questions that you would obtain from the patient or patient case in this situation. And you basically have two options of either original Medicare or Medicare Advantage. Let's go ahead and follow the Medicare Advantage path here. Then it's going to land you on a quick splash page that is just an informative page to let the user of the website know a little bit about what's covered in a Medicare Advantage plan, what premiums might be in my particular zip code. But if you continue scrolling down, we want to see and browse more plans, so we'll just continue here. Here it again is asking us, or kind of confirming some of our initial data. Yes, I'm interested in Medicare Advantage plans. Yes, this is my zip code. It asks if I have any other sources that help me with costs of my medical care. And sometimes patients will have Medicaid, for example, or supplementary Social Security income. So if any of these things apply, you would click those. The next thing will be a drug list builder, which you see pictured here. So you'll need to have your patient's drug list, and it basically walks you through and suggests information to fill in. So here you can put in either the generic or the trade name. You can see that it starts to populate for you what you're looking for. You'll choose the appropriate strength, how often it's taken, and you can overwrite this quantity if for some reason it's different. And then you'll do add to list, and then you can continue here building, and once you've done adding the entire list, then do done adding drugs. Also ask for the patient to let us know which pharmacy they're using. So if they know the name of their pharmacy, they can type it in here, or they can use the map that is based off of their zip code, and it presents to them pharmacies in their area. They just uncheck any of them that they use or are willing to go to. So here I've unchecked a mail order pharmacy option and a physical pharmacy, which is by the store number, but the details of it are here, which is how I found it. And then I would say done. And then it will load back to me basically a page that shows me all of the plans that are available, and it presents them here in kind of a quick snapshot. Then you can use different filters and sorts to look at the different options. So for example, if I'm most interested in the sort plans by, I can sort by the lowest drug and premium cost. You can see my other options here related to deductibles or premiums, and then it will change the sort based on those factors. The default is this lowest drug plus premium cost, just so you're aware of that. Other things that you can do is you can filter the plans for other factors that are of interest. For example, the star rating. That will bring in, for example, if I have something in mind, I only am interested in 3-star and up plans, I can sort it that way. If I'm more interested in an HMO style plan, I can uncheck that. If there's certain benefits for sure that I really need, like transportation, if I don't have my own transportation, for example, that might be important, so I can uncheck that. And then you'll want to apply, for example, if I had made those selections I just mentioned, and those were what were important to me, I can apply those filters. There's also sometimes an extra filter that will appear if that benefit is offered in your area. So if I was a diabetic patient, for example, I might also be interested in this, and then I would apply filters. And now you can see here it's showing me what filters and what sort I selected. And now I will see my different options that are available to me here. So I removed the insulin filter that I showed you before just so that I can demonstrate the next thing, which is the comparison feature of this. So in your actual results that you're working with a patient, of course, there may end up being any number of plans that are available depending on restrictions that you set for filters, also depending on where the patient lives and how many plans are available to them. But let's say these were the filters I was interested in. Now I want to actually compare these plans side by side and see more detail than what's presented here. So if I'd like to do that, I can add to compare any number of topics that I'm interested in, and it will populate them down here. And then I do compare, and now it presents them to me side by side. Here at the top, and it's also repeated at the bottom, I can dive in to see more plan details, but I can also just get a really quick overview side by side of different important factors, including this one with some plan features, which you can expand here. You can also see basic comparison of costs of different things, whether they have extra benefits or not, and then a whole section on medication coverages and costs. And you can see that it's pulling information on potential costs from my 2 pharmacies that I was interested in. So that's your quick orientation. I hope you found it helpful.